How is it going then, everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video here on our channel. I'm the FIFA Analyst. Today we are bringing you the only defensive advice that you need to hear this week. Team of the season obviously is well and truly underway, and you are wanting to get the most amount of wins that suits you as a player to get the best possible reward. So we are going to give you that advice today and help you bolster up your defense and make that clean sheet more possible. If you enjoy this video, if you get to the end of it and you go, you know what, that helped me, I like that guy, he was all right, chuck a like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know down in the comment section below what is the biggest thing you are struggling with right now on FIFA. We want to create the content to help you, every single one of you, so please do let me know down in the comments so I can make the videos over the next few weeks to hopefully help raise your FIFA game. So then, let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to be talking about one thing and one thing only, and what is it? Let's go and find out. So then, what I want to talk to you about is applying pressure on the opponent when you lose the ball, but as they transition into their attacking phase, they beat your initial press. It's maintaining defensive shape. We've talked about it in every other defensive video that we've ever done here on the channel. It may sound like I'm a parrot and repeating myself, and you're absolutely right, but it's a massive part of you keeping clean sheets and keeping the opponent at bay. It doesn't matter what formation you're playing, whether it's 4 at the back, 5 at the back, 3 at the back, I don't care. It is about keeping your defensive shape as best as you can, using those centre mids to trap back and maintain the gap between your defenders and your midfielders. When you trap back with the centre mid, as you can see on the freeze frame here, you're keeping the gap between the defenders and the centre mids as minimal as possible. What does that mean for the opponent? Well, it's very difficult for them to find those pockets of space and turn and attack your centre backs. That's what people want to do. They want to get in with their Ronaldo, their Mbappe. They want to use that pace. They want to skill move past you. They want to bridge, directional nutmeg, whatever it is. Don't give them that passing option. Grab those centre mids back, cover their passing lanes and apply that pressure. You can see here how we use Tonali to cover off the most dangerous passes on the pitch, the striker and the centre attacking mid, while still trying to apply pressure to the ball holder. I don't want you grabbing your centre mids back all the way and then not applying pressure to the ball holder and letting them have the ball and do what they want with it. You still need to apply that pressure. We've done a separate cut passing lanes applying pressure video, which will link up above. You can go and watch that if that suits, but you need to come over and you need to apply that pressure. And then once you've applied the pressure, hopefully you'll win the ball back. But if you don't, and you do need to switch to your defenders, you do need to switch to your right back, your centre back, it's about being as calm as possible and not pulling them out of position. You can see here how the defensive line is a solid back four. It makes it very, very difficult for the opponent to find a way through when they are solid like that. And eventually what will happen is you'll either win the ball via a tackle, the opponent will force a pass and lose the ball, and then you can go ahead and hit on the counter. Moving on to our next example, you can see the opponent has the ball. I'm trying to use a Ribery to track and apply pressure to the ball holder. The opponent then turns into the middle. We're trying to predict his next pass and apply that pressure. You can see how we're using the Jones, we'll be using the Tonali in a second, but look at that shape from the team. It's very neutral, it's very balanced. It's exactly where we want it to be. Now, we're not backing off every single time the opponent gets the ball. We're not running away from him and going here, have the freedom, but we're also not running directly to him and ended up putting the attacker, too far ahead of the opposing player, or the defender, I should say. We're wanting to maintain that balance and make it very difficult to break down. And when this happens, you can see the opponent just go ahead and tries to play it out wide. I always talk about wing play being so crucial. It's because the middle is so compact on FIFA. The wings are where you're going to get that room and space. The idea for an attacker is to pull the centre mids further apart from each other. You can see how we have Tonali and we have Jones in the middle of the pitch. The idea when you're attacking is to drag them away from each other as far as possible to open up that space in the middle, and that's where the wing play comes into suit. So you don't want to pull your centre mid over. You don't want to pull the player out of position. That's where you would then use your left mid, your left attacking mid, to come and trap back and apply that pressure like we do with the Ribery here. And then eventually, if you need to switch to your fullback to track, you can do. And when the ball comes back into the middle, you've got your centre mids there. It doesn't matter what formation you're playing. It's all about maintaining that defensive shape and keeping it as neutral as possible. As I said, a 5 at the back, a 3 at the back, a 4 at the back, it all works the same. Everyone has their set roles in defense, and you've got to make sure you use them to your advantage. So following on from this, you can see how winning the ball back, what do we manage to do from being so tight and compact? We managed to hit the opponent on the counter. Look how he dragged his left back out of position here, and then his centre back has to come over and cover for him. What did I say? If you can get up against the centre backs, that's the best position for you to be in. Centre backs as a whole, depends on who they're using, are normally not as agile. You've got the ability to beat them with some quick turns. Obviously, if people are using right back and left backs at centre back at the minute, which does make a little bit of a difference, but that is the point. So what should the opponent have done in this freeze frame here? You can see he switched to his Mendy. Now, changing to the Mendy wasn't bad, but he's too aggressive. It's like his eyes are permanently on the ball and he wants to just run to the ball holder with Mendy. What he should have been doing is actually grabbing the Mendy and pulling the Mendy back slightly to give himself a head start on the El Shaarawy run, and then changing to his centre mid and trying to drag his centre mid back instead. He switched to I want you to be able to defend manually, right? I really do. I want you to be able to use your centre backs and your full backs as accordingly as possible. But you also have to make sure that you're pulling these centre mids back to give you the best possible chance. Changing to your centre backs should be ideally the last resort, and it pains me to say that. I do hate to say it, but that is how FIFA is, right? I have to teach you the best possible way, and dragging your centre mids back and maintaining that narrow gap between your centre mids and your centre backs is the best way for you to get the best possible result. So now when we freeze frame it here, look at the defensive shape. His Mendy is out of position. He's had to pull the Gomez over to the El Shaarawy. He's got his centre mid trying to track the Ronaldo run through the middle. What we ideally want is the Gomez to be sat in the left centre back position. You'd still want Mendy out here and then tracking with the centre mid, keeping an eye on that Ronaldo run. All of these dragging players out of position has a knock-on effect when you are trying to defend on FIFA. It makes it very difficult for you to do. So we've shown you some examples on how to apply pressure and what you want to be doing with your centre mids and how you want to be pulling them back and maintaining that defensive shape. A lot of questions I get asked is, well, when do I switch to my centre back analyst? When do I have to change to my defenders? There's kind of two rules that we want to follow with regards to this. You want to change to your centre back if there is a through ball that you need to track. We've all seen through balls on FIFA 21. We know how strong they are, right? Expect the unexpected when it comes to through balls. They are ridiculously strong. If you need to track that runner with that centre back, you are more than free to do so. That's where right stick switching will come into play. And the other time when you need to switch your centre backs is when your centre mid is so far behind out of the play, not even in the equation to track back. That's when you would need to change your centre backs. We'll have a video coming on soon how to kind of stand up in a one-on-one scenario with your centre backs to make sure that you're not getting done too easily. You don't want to be done by a scoop turn, a direction not make a bridge. You've got to be able to defend a one-on-one when you are called upon. I think a lot of people stick with their centre mids for too long because they're so scared of changing to their centre backs because they don't actually know how to manually defend. So we will be bringing you a video on that in the near future. As I said, it's about finding the right balance. I don't want you to just be dropping off all the time with your centre mids and your defenders and pulling everyone back, but I don't want you to be so aggressive that you're pulling players out of position and not keeping that neutral balanced team shape. So always try and cover the most dangerous passes on the pitch with those centre mids, the striker, the cam. Those are the guys that are the most lethal. Players will then go out wide, use your wingers to come back and kind of, help put pressure on the player there and keep those centre mids kind of as close together and in front of those centre backs. They are the pinnacle to any good defensive shape on FIFA 21. Again, it's all relevant to whatever formation you're playing, but as a general rule, those are kind of the principles that we need to take into our team of the season weekend coming up. One other thing that can play a part into how this is all set up is dependent on your tactics, right? You want to make sure that you've got tactics that suit you. If you're quite a high presser, aggressive, you may want to run 6-7 depth. But however, if you don't feel too comfortable in your defending, then you may want to lower that to 5-4, depending on however you want to play. Tactics can play a big part in how your team is naturally set up, regardless of you controlling them. What does the AI do when you're not controlling them? And that's where balanced press on heavy touch, press on possession loss will take their impact as well. So do take a look at your tactics and make sure it suits your particular playstyle. If you are an aggressive presser, you may want to run press on heavy touch on a higher line. But if you want to be more neutral and a bit more balanced, then maybe just run balanced and have a neutral defensive width along with the depth, and that will work a treat for you. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did find it helpful, as I said at the start, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you do need any of your sneak use use FIFA Analyst at checkout to go ahead and support us. Let me know what you thought down below in the comment section. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye bye.